For resisted dead bug, you're trying to maintain TVA activation as you press the palms into the tops of the legs and the legs into the palms. Try to keep the arms straight and try to keep the knees above the hips, but pull them towards the belly if necessary. Weighted dead bug with a leg extension. Here we're taking a weight overhead, does not have to be heavy. We're starting in a nice strong dead bug, and then you are going to extend one leg and try to maintain this position while breathing and keeping your TVA wrapped. Make it a little bit more challenging by bringing the weight overhead or by lifting the head. Next, we have incline plank banded knee drives. You'll start off slow and then move quicker. Your goal here is to maintain TVA activation, so keeping the belly pulled in as you perform these knee drives. Make sure you're breathing and let this go into the hip flexors a bit as well. We will be wrapping up with single leg toe touches. We are doing this a little bit different than we normally do because normally we support ourselves on the forearm. So you're trying to actually just sit straight on up, touching opposite hand to foot and not on the forearm. As you are ready, begin in mountain pose. Center yourself, root down through your feet. Inhale your arms overhead, clasping your hands. Exhale, tip over to the left. As you are ready, inhale through the center. Exhale, tip over to the right. Inhale, pull through the center, stand tall. Exhale, pull the right wrist over to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, pull the left wrist over towards the right. Passing through side to side, trying to keep equal pressure through both sides of your feet, grounding down and following the flow of your own breath. Relaxing down, letting the neck lengthen, coming back to mountain pose. From here, we will again inhale overhead, clasping the hands, stepping the right foot behind the left, reaching up and over, just deepening the side bend, allowing yourself to also roll forward to perhaps get into the back side a bit more. Switching sides, stepping over the left leg behind the right, reaching the torso over towards the right. Again, starting through a nice side bend and then perhaps rolling the torso slightly forward to get into the back side a bit more through the erectors and maybe up through to the scapula. You are feeling into this, moving side to side as it feels best for you. If this one does not feel great for you, you could stay with the position, the pose that we were doing prior to this. Coming back to center position, coming into a forward fold. In your forward fold, we're going to roll through a couple of these lengthenings of your spine. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, hands to the floor or up on yoga blocks, and then exhaling, collapsing or rolling back down. Toe heel your feet away from each other so they're about hip distance apart if they weren't already. And bring yourself into ragdoll, letting the head hang nice and heavy. If you'd like to, you can have a slight bend to the knees here. And imagine pulling your belly, the length of your torso, onto the tops of your thighs, giving yourself quite a bit of length here. Hands will return to the floor and we'll go into some forward folds with a twist, inhaling the hand towards the ceiling, bending the opposite leg. As we come back to center, we will switch, inhaling hand towards the ceiling. Again, opposite leg is bent. As you're ready, exhale back towards the floor. Inhale, reach towards the ceiling. Perfect. Again, as you're ready, exhale through the center. Hand comes back to the floor or again to yoga blocks. Inhale, reach the other hand towards the ceiling. From here, coming back to a forward fold, rising up on your toes and coming into a nice tiny ball as you are up on the balls of your feet. Keeping the torso pretty well compressed towards the tops of the legs, you're going to transition from this little tiny ball position to a forward fold. And as you come back to the tiny ball, see if you can wrap the forearms around the knees, tucking the chin, breathing into the upper back area. Release the hands, come into your forward fold. From here, we will rise up to stand. Now we will go through a series of sun salutations. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step or hop back, performing your version of chaturanga, whatever feels best for you here. As you're ready, exhale, hips back into downward facing dog. In your down dog, think of tilting your sits bones towards the ceiling. Drive the heels towards the floor. If they're not touching, that is okay. They are just simply going in that direction. And push firmly through your palms. Rise up on the toes and meet yourself in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. As you are ready, inhale, rising all the way back up to standing, pulling the hands through heart center. On your next inhale, rise back up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, hop back. Beautiful. Flowing through your version, again, of chaturanga. If that doesn't feel great for you, feel free to always come to a baby cobra. We will meet back in downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, creating as much length as you can throughout your spine, pushing through all four corners of your hands, rising up on the toes, step or hop, meeting in forward fold, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, rising to stand. Exhaling, palms through heart center. And again, inhaling overhead, forward fold. Hands to the floor, rising back up, halfway lift. Meeting back in your version of your chaturanga, flowing in a capacity that feels enriching to you. Again, you could stay with me pace-wise, or again, move at your own pace. Wagging the tail here side to side, getting a little bit of movement throughout the hips. Settling back into your downward facing dog. Breathing, lengthening, rise up on the toes, meet in forward fold, halfway lift. Forward fold, let the head hang heavy. As you inhale up, we will be coming into a single leg mountain pose, lifting the right leg high. We're going to transition to airplane. From there, stepping back with control to crescent lunge. Take an inhale. As you exhale, palms through heart center, placing them on the outside edge of the right knee, going into a twisted high lunge. Finding length through your spine. Inhale back through, coming into warrior two. Now coming into an extended side angle. Forearm can be placed on the top of the leg, or you can reach towards the floor. We'll transition our way to star and then bring ourselves down into horse. In horse, I want you to feel into it. Does it feel better to stay still? Does it feel better to sway side to side? Listen to your body, listen to your hips. Going into some spinal twist here if that's what's inviting you, if that's what you're being called to. Really working to extend and lengthen the adductors here and also get into a bit of that thoracic spine. When you are ready, settle back into your horse. Rise back up to star and then meet in warrior two on the other side. From here, as you're ready, extended side angle. Again, forearm can be on the top of the leg, or you can extend the palm towards the floor. As you transition out of this, meet back in warrior two, push back, and then pivot and meet back in crescent. From here, bring the hands to heart center, getting ready for your high twisted lunge or twisted high lunge. Keeping length throughout the spine, sitting deep into that lunge, extending back, meeting into airplane. From here, transitioning up to one-legged mountain pose and settling back down, both feet grounded. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, hands to the floor, hop back into high plank, flowing through your chaturanga, whatever again feels good for you there. As you're ready, we hop the feet back in. We will rise halfway up. Fold forward. On this inhale, meet us back in a one-legged mountain pose with the left leg lifted this time. We'll flow here going into airplane. Gently stepping back with control into Crescent Lunge, palms to heart center, meeting in that twisted high lunge. Breathing, trying to flow one breath to movement. Inhale, hands up, transitioning to Warrior Two. From here, going into your extended side angle. And as you're ready, feeling into that, we will then transition back through the center. Don't lose your balance. Back through the center, coming up to star pose, dropping into your version of horse. And again, either staying static, isometric, just feeling that burn, or going into any variation that feels fulfilling, that feels satisfying, that feels enriching to you. For me, it's going to be all about these twists. My back has been rather tight lately, as have my adductors, so just really trying to feel into that. We'll flow through to the other side. So Warrior Two into extended side angle. Breathing, rooting down through both feet, transitioning back through Crescent, twisted high lunge, spine nice and long. Really push through that back leg, meeting back in Crescent, transitioning to airplane, meeting in one-legged mountain pose, feet to the floor, and this will close out our practice for today. You're amazing.